Hey there guys, Christian Harlow here with another video about a vehicle that I own. So this is a 2015, or the interior of a 2015 Honda Odyssey. As you can see, really nice, plush, just a very nice vehicle from the outside and the way it looks and things like that. If you know minivans, you know that the Honda Odyssey is probably one of the nicer minivans you can purchase. I know that there's a whole crowd of people saying that the Sienna is better and all this other stuff. And I'm going to make a video that's a little different. It's going to talk about the negatives of the Honda Odyssey. You don't have a lot of that out there. There isn't a lot on YouTube or anywhere on the internet. And I think a lot of it is because of Honda, and Honda just squashes any kind of negative press or any kind of negative anything anyone says about their vehicles. Or you'll have the Honda people out there that have owned Hondas their entire life, and those people tend to just attack everyone who would say anything bad about a Honda. Okay, so here we go. First things first, I will say one thing positive here. This vehicle drives and rides basically as far as like the way it runs, okay? Not rides as far as the ride quality or anything else that we're about to talk to you about. This vehicle drives. The engine is awesome. It is fantastic. The transmission is fantastic. I would say I'm an enthusiast as far as I love Hondas. Have had Hondas. Had an '86 Honda Accord, a 1993 Honda Accord, had a 1995 Honda Civic. I've had a 1991 Honda Accord Wagon EX. I've had a 2004 Honda Odyssey EXL, and this is a 2015 Honda Odyssey EXL. So I've owned numerous Hondas. Oh, by the way, I've also owned a 2013 Honda EX Civic, so not with leather. So this is my 6th or 7th Honda that I've owned, and I'd say that at this point I'm probably a not an expert, but definitely a informed consumer about what a Honda is and what a Honda isn't. This vehicle is likely the worst Honda I've owned, and here's why. Definitely the worst ride, as far as the way when you're riding down a city street, it makes rattles, tons and tons of rattles. Everything in the vehicle rattles. My 2004 never did that. I would argue that the 2004 interior was nicer and was made of better plastics and better quality. Now, I think the reason why Honda went to a cheaper plastic, in my opinion, and by cheaper plastic, this is what I mean. Okay, I'll show you. I'll give you an example. This is where I rest my elbow. Okay, I'm a guy, a normal guy. I rest my hand here. Half the weight of my arm is between the steering wheel and the side here. Okay, so we're not talking about a lot of weight. Just, you know, maybe 10 pounds or 5 pounds of weight. I don't know, periodically, not all the time. So that's one thing that Honda has definitely. All the plastics in this car are way cheaper. They scuff up and scratch up much easier than the 2004 plastics. Now, I don't know if they've changed the formulation of the plastics or what they did with them, but from my point of view, all the plastics in this vehicle are a lot cheaper. They break easier. They're not as durable. The interior quality, just the way that things are textured, seems to be less premium. Honda has definitely shaved some corners as far as I'm concerned in the interior department. And I will say another thing, the carpet. Now, I'm not talking about the floor mats, okay? The floor mats are relatively a high quality floor mat. Seem to be premium. I'm talking about under the floor mats, the place that you don't see unless you don't have floor mats. The carpet is thin, very thin, and actually in my daughter's Civic, it is non-existent. There is no carpet. It's like a liner, like a carpeted or felt liner, and is not a carpet at all. And it attracts and gets everything caught in it. It's not a carpet per se. It's definitely just a floor liner. And in my opinion, that is just going really in the backwards direction. You know, the Hondas in the 90s all had regular carpet. They had a carpet you could vacuum, and it would look vacuumed after you carpet it. I'm not talking about shag carpet, but at least have some carpet under your feet. This is a, you know, supposed to be a premium automobile, a premium Japanese automobile, okay? Better than Kia, better than Hyundai, better than any of those vehicles. But in my opinion, I would argue that they're not. That no longer is Honda sitting atop this high mountain of excellence with vehicles. So we're going to get to the point, because we're on the actual road, that I wanted to show you an example of this vehicle, and you can already hear it now. The road noise is unbelievable in this car. You have to turn the radio up so you don't hear the noise. It's ridiculous how much road noise is transferred to sound inside this vehicle. Now, are we on a rough road? Yes, we're on a rough road. On Magazine Street in New Orleans. So that's a pretty rough road. But all of Magazine Street is not rough, and we're about to hit a section that is not rough, and you will still hear the same noise. That being said, is it uncomfortable to ride in this vehicle? Does it handle bumps incorrectly? No. But what it does do is it handles the noise from the bumps. The transfer of the noise from the vehicle is going all through the plastics in this vehicle. The lightweight plastics rattle back and forth in the back. The door, actually, I've had to have the door at the dealership already once. They like, well, we can't figure it out. Well, on the day that I brought the car to the dealership, that day, it happened to be cool out. So it was cool out, and what happened was, when it's cold, what happens with rubber? Rubber tends to be more stiff when it's cool out. So when it's cool out, rubber seals on doors and plastics tend to be more stiff, okay? Because they're oil-based, they just tend to be more stiff, more thick, more hard when it's cold, okay? More brittle even, okay? And when it's warm, all those kind of things tend to get loosen up a bit. You know, they're not as stiff, they're more pliable when they're warm. Okay, even 10 degrees difference makes a difference in this vehicle. Yesterday it was 60. Today it's 75. It rattles so much more today than it did yesterday. I drive it every day in town and on the interstate, around and everywhere, so I know what the nuances of this vehicle are, the different characteristics. So anyway, I want to just wrap this video up. It's getting long, but it does make lots and lots and lots of noise going up and down curbs, out of your own driveway, creaking sounds from the rear door or rear compartment, rear quarter panel area seem to be a daily or even minutely occurrence in this vehicle. So if noise bothers you, do not buy a Honda Odyssey. I have numerous other friends that have Honda Odysseys with the same issues. 2015, actually 2009 or newer, have this problem, okay? They have cheapened the interiors to the point where the plastics are so lightweight that they rattle back and forth. The pins holding them into the body frame, or they get loose, or they get brittle, or they break, and I'm assuming that that's what we got going on here in this vehicle. I haven't torn anything apart. I haven't. The dealership hasn't done anything to fix anything yet. So as it is right now, you know, nothing has been done about this issue except for me complaining about it. So I want to show you though. Here is an example of me going up a curb, and if you can hear, I'll show you, maybe going down the curb here, what it sounds like. And I'm going really slow here. I'll show you. Waiting for this cyclist here, who may or may not want to be on video, but that's okay. And this guy here who's pulling into an abandoned business. It's just unbelievable here in New Orleans. And people are everywhere. So I'm going to show you, pulling up on this curb, the noise that this car makes. If you hear the creaking, that's really not a very good representation of the noise it makes. But that noise is the noise I hear all day long hitting bumps. Okay, so here we are going down another curb here. you'll hear that the vehicle makes noise. All right, so not a lot of noise there, but again, that's not representative of what I would say the worst of it has been, okay? Because you have to twist this vehicle pretty good, you know, to get the worst noises out of it. But this is a car. It shouldn't make noise like that. Interior noise is just unacceptable nowadays, Honda. Honda, get it together. What's going on? I'm frustrated. And I'm not just frustrated, I'm pissed off. It's a $35,000 vehicle. You don't want to know what my car note is. It's ridiculous. And you guys need to understand that these vehicles nowadays are just cheap. They make them cheap. They want to make them lightweight so they get good gas mileage and all that kind of stuff. But in my opinion, I'd rather have a safer, heavier vehicle that gets worse gas mileage, especially at $1.50 a gallon. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed my video. I will probably make more. I mean, I have made more. My recent videos were about my Silverado. Now, I wanted to give an update about that really quickly. The Silverado, General Motors did step up to the plate, and they took care of what they needed to take care of. They offered me $5,000 towards trade-in on a brand new Sierra. So that's what I did. I traded it in and got a Sierra, and I have more to talk to you about with that vehicle. So that will be on a different video. But I did have some active fuel management issues, cylinder deactivation issues, things that way, and I still have some cylinder deactivation issues on the new one. So that's a hint of what's to come on my new video, my next video. But I wanted to just let you know that they did step up to the plate. General Motors is really trying to get their act together. One thing that Honda does not do is give you a loaner vehicle. So this vehicle, I have to decide to take it into the shop and be without it because they're not going to give me a loaner. I have to sit there and wait or make an appointment and hope that they have the parts to fix it that day. So I lose an entire day working or whatever it is that I do, out running around and getting things done and being away from my family, and I'm not compensated for any of that. Honda, get with it. Supply loaner vehicles to your faithful Honda loyalists. Why don't you supply loaner vehicles? It's ridiculous for warranty items. It's absolutely insane that Honda does not do that. Completely, totally insane. You have General Motors doing it. Okay, maybe people could say, well, that's the reason why General Motors went out of business or had the problems they had because they did all these crazy things like that. Well, in my opinion, they took care of me as a customer. And I will buy another General Motors vehicle because of it. And I don't like GMs. I like Hondas. I don't want to buy, don't get me started on the new Pilot. Don't get me started on the new Ridgeline. Garbage. Both of them. Trash. Thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe.